Josh, this morning Magadan was talking about the situational hitting not quite being where you guys need for it to be this spring, and maybe around 50%, obviously not at that number that you want it to be. Is that something that has kind of gotten the team's attention? Hey, if we're going to hit a whole lot of home runs, you've got to get runs in, you have runners in scoring position and things like that.
Yeah, I think that's that's every team's goal. Especially in spring, guys are getting their at bats. Guys are facing guys that they've really never seen before. So I think that plays a little part. But yeah, that's what good teams do. I'm sure, the Yankees, the Dodgers, whoever you want to name. I'm sure they're great at situational hitting, and I think for us it's huge. You're right. Maybe we won't have 3 guys hitting 40 homers, but we got to do the right things. Like today, I grounded out. I got an RBI, and the guys were stoked. And obviously for me, I want to drive it, but at the end of the day, runs matter. So especially in a game like this, it's 9-7 games. So we like to harp on it. And we like to focus on it. But all the good teams do it, so we got to do it.
This is kind of a spring training game where there are a whole lot of runs early, but let's face it, this happens a lot of Coors Field, right? Where you can't leave runs on bases.
Yeah, 100%, especially in Coors Field. You can't, man. Especially these guys are good, and the bullpens, the big leagues are obviously really good. So you got to catch in those runs, man. So I think for us, it's just having an approach. It's maybe shorten the swing down. Maybe tighten up the zone a little bit, but we definitely got to do a better job. But it's spring, and guys are getting their timing right, and we'll be right there.
How about Hampson? The way that he ran today and kind of pushed some things on the bases. How important is that for you guys? And I know people talk about split bases in spring training all the time, but to actually take it to the regular season.
Yeah, Hamp is that's what he does. That's his game. Puts down a little bunt, move a guy, and then scoring on a dribbler, and that's what we need from him. I think when we have guys like that, guys who can run, Sam, he can run. We need to get those guys running and put the pressure. A lot of people say that maybe we don't have the stick to score that many runs, but I think we do. But just to have Hamp and those fast guys do that is huge, man, and it puts pressure on the defense.
There was a year, it was 1996, I don't even know if you were born, but the Rockies had 200 home runs and 200 stolen bases in a year. Can you imagine that type of baseball today, run that much to get 200 steals?
That's I'm sure they scored a lot of runs. It's pretty impressive.
Is that something that a team nowadays would ever do?
If you got the guys, for it, yeah, of course. And we got some guys here who got some thump and who can run. So I don't see why not. I know Sam, Tapia, obviously Hamp, and when B-Rock comes back, those guys can run a little bit. So as long as we can put the pressure in, I think when guys are running, pitchers leave balls down the middle a little bit. They don't want to throw anything in the dirt, and that's huge.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you.
I'll try to go back to Patrick. Patrick, can you hear us?
Corey, can you hear me now?
There we go. We got you.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Anyway, hey, Josh. Nice game today, and you have the triple yesterday. I heard Thomas ask most of the questions that I wanted to ask, but for you personally, as you near, a week left of spring training, I guess, what kind of place are you in? You're knocking in some runs, playing some good defense, but I'm curious how you feel about your performance.
Yeah, I think definitely recently, the past week, I've worked on some things on my timing and maybe taking some pitches. Obviously I still swing a lot, but for me, I feel good. Especially the men on third and second to drive a slider to right center, to stay on it, it is huge. So right now I feel like I'm getting to a good spot where I want to be during the season. But there's obviously still a lot of work to do. But we're doing well. I feel like I'm right there where I want to be. Not all there, but I'm getting close. I'm working hard and making sure that come season, come Dodgers, I'm ready to go. So feel good.
And one more for me. I don't want to jump the gun regarding Kyle Freeland because we don't know the extent of the injury. But just what does he mean to this team? And I'm not talking just about he's a good left-handed starter, but more than that, what does he mean to the heart and soul of this team?
Yeah, for us, he's the heart and soul of our pitching staff, and obviously, in the past couple of years, people want to get honest about a pitching staff, but Kyle has been there and he's grinded and he's been home a little bit and he's come back and he looked really, really good this spring. So to lose him like that and to have him, swing and maybe have that something to do with it, that was really, really rough to see, especially, him hitting and swinging and then getting hurt the next inning. That's pretty brutal. But we're going to miss him. And, I don't know what his MRI or anything like that, but I know the pitchers are going to miss him. And he's our strong fixture, Colorado native, and that's our guy. So, hopefully he can get back because we need him.
Thanks a lot, Josh. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll go to Danielle with the Denver Gazette. Danielle, go ahead.
Hi Josh, Danielle with the Denver Gazette. You mentioned some of the things you want to work on. You mentioned that you have some things you want to work on for the last week. What's your focus for the last week of spring training?
My focus is just kind of honing in on what I do best, and that's staying on pitches, driving balls, line drives. For me, if I can stay on that off speed, I think it's huge. Earlier I was kind of waving at it, and today I had a couple, but if I can stay on that off speed, I know I'm right. So I think that's probably what this last week is about, is making sure I can pick up that slider and recognize it, because guys have nasty sliders, so I got to be able to recognize it. So I think that's what I'll be doing. Obviously get to the fastball, but for me is that off speed pitch, making sure I can recognize it and drive it.
All right, I think that's all the questions we have. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.